When the temperatures drop, the risk of frostbite goes up. Sure, sometimes it's the occasional frostbit fingers or toes from outdoor sports or people who work outside, but those cases are rare. Instead, it's mostly people without a home to go to.
A large portion of our patients, unfortunately, are really homeless. So they come with a lot of psychosocial issues.
Frostbite happens when the skin and underlying tissue freezes from exposure to extreme cold. Much like a burn, frostbite ranges in severity from stage 1, frost nip, to stage 4, where the tissue appears black and can be dead. The worse the frostbite, the higher the chance of amputation. On average, there are about 5 frostbite amputations a year in Montreal. But if it's a bad winter, those numbers can go even higher. In 2023, there were 12 amputations. Same for 2025. But in 2026, there have been none. So what's different? Hospitals in Quebec are using a new drug to treat frostbite called iloprost. It's typically used on patients who have stage 2 or 3 frostbite.
So what happens with frostbite? Vessels constrict, vessels clot. So it's exactly reversing this. So by doing this, even though your vessels has been damaged, still blood is flowing. So the chance of amputation decreases substantially.
In the past, if the frostbite reached stage 3, the risk of amputation could run as high as 60 to 70%.
With the iloprost, some studies have shown it goes down to 10%.
The use of iloprost is still considered off-label for frostbite, so it does require special approval and the doses have to be ordered in advance. But while it's hard to tell how many frostbite amputations it's prevented in Montreal, the drug's been credited for having dramatically changed frostbite treatment in other Canadian cities. It's not the only factor improving things in Montreal, though. This winter, the city added hundreds of spots in warming shelters around the city to get people out of the cold. And whether that or a new drug is what saved limbs, there's a sense of encouragement all around.
That's amazing. We don't get tons of good news in our sector, right?
Organizations that help the homeless know how devastating an amputation can be.
We see it anecdotally here all the time. We have people here in our cafe and in our emergency services who have lost limbs.
Maison de Pere has 30 beds to help support individuals who require extra health care, including patients who had an amputation due to frostbite. In the first 3 months of 2026, the organization helped care for 5 people who experienced severe frostbite, including keeping some under observation to see if amputation can be avoided. The loss of a digit, foot, or hand can make the search for housing even more difficult, and it can make mental health issues worse.
C'est encore une fois un poids en plus de la situation d'itinérance et bien souvent, il y a une perte d'identité quelque part qui vient avec ça. La personne ne se reconnaît plus et doit réapprendre à se découvrir autrement.
She says the city has to work harder to provide a stronger safety net so people don't end up on the streets in the first place. Isaac Pana agrees. He says the medication is only one part of the solution.
It's really a social issue, having more support outside for this fragile population. I think this is really the key to decrease the frostbite.